plenty of tropical showers and some locally heavy storms across the area earlier today. We're going to see that again tomorrow, but not as widespread activity. Today was about an 80% type of day for most of us. Tomorrow down to 60%, and Sunday 40-50%, and that trend continues into next week. In fact, looking quieter next weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit. But we do have this upper level trough that is kind of pushing through the area. You see the kink in the atmosphere. We have north winds here, southwest winds here, and this disturbance that's coming in is enhancing all the deep tropical moisture that's been in our area. But meanwhile, late this afternoon, we're just seeing a little bit of sun kind of peeking on through, but plenty of high clouds will kind of mess up the sunset this evening. But there is drier air involved, and eventually this feature will gradually weaken and kind of fall apart. But it's going to still enhance our rain chances tomorrow. Less so for Sunday. Less of it and less of an influence as we go into next week, as drier air in the atmosphere will begin to move in. And so here's what we had coverage-wise of showers and storms. A lot going on several hours ago, but not a whole lot going on here in Acadiana at this hour. We have to go off to the east over into eastern Louisiana, north of Houma, northwest of Thibodaux. We back through NOLA and Lake Pontchartrain and into Mississippi. That's where storms are more active. Or back to the west as we get into southeast Texas. Strong storms in around the Houston area on the north side of the 610 loop up through Conroe, and then up through the Huntsville area as well. So some pretty busy weather there, and moisture lingering but kind of dissipating as we get into southwest Louisiana. So here's the big picture. We see the showers and storms here. Plenty of deep tropical moisture in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. We go into the southern Gulf of Mexico. We have some thunderstorms blobbing up here. I always have to keep an eye on the Bay of Campeche this time of year as well, although I don't see anything developing, but we pay attention to everything that looks like something. And boy, you look out here and you go, we got three tropical waves. Which one looks the strongest? Well, this one right here, and this is the one the National Hurricane Center not really talking about yet, but I think they will be. Right now they are keeping an eye on two systems we're not overly concerned with right yet. One that's going to have about a low chance of developing over the next several days, pushing toward the Caribbean. Another one that looks to get a little bit better organized, and we'll see on the next update that comes in shortly before 7 o'clock our time on whether they're going to start talking about this one. But it is a little bit of a blow up that would be of concern, but no threats to the Gulf of Mexico, at least for the next 5 days. Beyond that, we'll have to wait and see, but it is the peak of the season, so we are going to see more systems, hopefully not threatening our part of the world. So near term tonight should be relatively quiet, partly cloudy, warm and humid with humidity pegged near 100%. That's thanks to all the moisture on the ground left over from Laura. So sweaty windows again across the area, and even when you're running your AC in the car, the windows tend to fog up as well. Key that I do is I just lower that air conditioner temperature so it's not so cold in your car that you get the moisture accreting on the windows. Then tomorrow, scattering of showers and storms across the area through the afternoon. We'll keep rain chance at about 60%, and we'll probably do it again as we head into Sunday with a scattering and smattering of showers and storms, but nothing too terribly heavy, and not expecting any flood issues, and that is the good news. So tonight, relatively quiet, 77 the low, 88 the high. Tomorrow, your rain chance at 60%. I think we see a few more intervals of sun, even more so as we head into Sunday. Monday, the same. And then going into next week, we see rain chances going down into the 20% range. Overnight lows still quite steamy, but north wind toward the end of the week. We might see a little bit of a spark up in rain chances come Thursday. A weak frontal boundary fizzling, but we're not going to see a whole lot of cooling. But it's going to start to feel maybe a little bit more like September than August as we go into next week. And the good news is we don't see any daytime highs in the mid-90s, and that is certainly good news. So that's it from the Weather Lab. Now over to you, Jim.